Hi, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and we're talking about the new moon, the June 8th new moon in 18 degrees Gemini. It's a wonderful new moon because remember, new moons are all about new beginnings. And being in Gemini, we're going to have a lot of new beginnings regarding communications and transportation. So transportation, flying, people might do a lot of trips, usually those short distance, because Gemini is not a long-term one. That's going to be your Sagittarius. It could be road trips, a lot of walking. You can have a lot of interaction with neighbors because Gemini deals with that. A lot of superficial conversations and niceties. Don't try during this next month to really get down deep and do research and try and get some profound truth, because that's not what Gemini is about. It's about, let's have fun, let's talk and smile at everyone, and oh my goodness, did you see my new shoes? And oh, did you hear about so-and-so on this show? And did you see what was on that magazine? It's all about that kind of conversation. But that's nice because sometimes if we talk about so much profound things, we get overwhelmed and we need a relief. So, and just to let you know that we do have a grand trine going on, a grand water trine, which means that we got 3 different luminaries. Remember, luminaries are going to be your sun, asteroids, planets, moon, anything that's in the sky, okay? So we have 3 luminaries that are in water signs, and they are pulling and giving each other a lot. A trine is positive, okay? It's giving each other a lot of positive energy in that magnetic pull. But we need to remember that if it's in a water trine, there's a lot of emotions coming out, which kind of contradicts the Gemini, because we don't want emotional. We want logical. We want to be, detached, yet the emotions are coming up. And we don't know how to bring that about because we have that conflict of the detached Gemini. So one has to be careful, too, because we might be saying one thing when really another thing is going on, especially since Neptune just went retrograde on the 7th, Friday, the day before. So because of that, we're going back to spirituality. We need to re-look into our belief system and our thoughts and what's really important. And remember, Neptune is king of the ocean and the mythology. And so we're bringing up everything from underneath, from the ocean, and really depth and really being philosophical. But that's conflicting with Gemini. Gemini is saying, oh, that's really nice and all. Okay, let's get back to what's on TV. So be careful with that. People might not be so into those profound things. That's why I'm trying to make this video quick. Okay. So another one, we need to understand that we got some squares going on, and with the mutable signs. So and that creates tension. Okay. And so the thing is, too, those mutable signs are all about adapting and temporary. So we are going to have changes going on these next 2 weeks, but really know that they're not going to be long-term. They're going to be temporary, all right? So anything new, don't get all, remember, change is good, it helps us grow. Just say, okay, so this is new, this is temporary. You know, you might have had a visit from someone, they're going to leave, you know. So things happen, just go, okay, it'll blow over. Also, you know, discussions and arguments. So remember that Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and that's how come we say it's really temporary, because Mercury is flash, you know, boom, boom, the wing god, okay, of communications, moving around, going this and that. So a lot of people this next month is going to be, that's what they want. They're not going to sit still. Kind of like people who are ADD or ADHD, okay? So it'll seem like we're all that way. Be careful with driving, because you're going to notice people are going to be making last-minute choices, so you might get cut off. You know, you probably cut someone off too mentally or in a conversation somewhere else. All you have to do is take a deep breath and go, okay, we're safe, nothing happened, and move on. So also know that during this time, when you go shopping, there's a great tendency to buy 2 of things. Gemini's the twins, all right? So if you go and buy shoes, you might end up with 2 pairs of shoes. If you said, oh, you know, I'm only going to go to the store to buy a cake for someone's party, all of a sudden, you know, you got 2 different kinds of cake. You go, well, I wasn't sure. You know, maybe half the people wanted chocolate, the other people wanted vanilla. So you end up with 2. So if you really don't want to spend more money, don't go shopping if you don't need to. Okay? So another thing is during this time, we're trying to find harmony and balance between the profound, the deep, the Neptune going retrograde in the ground water trine, and also between the square and the tension of adapting and of Gemini. So we're trying to find that balance and harmony with the world going on. You notice we're going to be hearing a lot about different news, about transportation and communication. Secrets are coming out still because of the eclipses of last month. So we're not clear of that for a good another 2-3 months. So we are hearing things about that, putting people alarmed. What is it that you can do? Remember, as one says, don't fight the system, just don't give in to it either. So remember, when you fight, you're calling on the energy and the great divine creator that you want opposition. Okay, when you go with something, but you do a sit down. Remember Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King sit downs and just say, no, I'm not getting myself involved in that. That is the best way to show your difference of things. So let's continue. Remember, being polite is very important. A lot of people are in this new millennium are forgetting the ethics and what is being polite and their manners. They're going, oh, well, I don't need to do that. They're having phone conversations in the middle of a store and cussing and telling people, speaking so loudly. And remember, that is not good because you're giving negative energy in public areas. We really don't have the right. Well, we really don't. We don't have the right to expose negative energy to other people. It's not. So a lot of times, the best way is just kind of remind someone they could take it outside. Take your conversations outside of the establishment, okay? No, and especially if it's negative, okay? Also, we want to give positive energy. So if there's constructive criticism, how can we say it in a positive way? Always remember that, okay? Children, because of what's going on, we have Venus has gone into Cancer, and we also have Mercury that's gone into Cancer. Cancer is all about mothering and all right, and about the home. Yet we have the Sun in Gemini, and so it's kind of conflicting because this is the time that kids really need our attention. If you are physically with someone, child or adult, that person is more important than the person on that phone. Unless it's a $1 million deal, that person on the phone needs to just wait. Just because someone texts you doesn't mean you answer. Remember, phone call is immediate attention. Text is FYI when you get the chance, okay? Especially if you got children. If you have a child with you who is 11 years and under, there is absolutely no reason to be on that phone. Children don't understand that they need the parents' attention. They need that adult's attention, and that is not fair to them, okay? You can communicate with that other person later on. It is not, unless it's life-threatening, which many times it isn't, then we wait and we put the child in front. And that's what Cancer, Mercury, and Venus is all about being in Cancer. Okay, is redeveloping the ethics of the home and putting home and family first, okay? Eating healthily, being with nature, the gardening, eating more organic, okay? Making sure that the food is not GMO, all right? So that way we are creating a positive environment, a warm, loving, that warm, fuzzy environment, inviting environment that one just wants to go to that person, to that area, and be in their refuge, okay? And just really sink into that. So that is the kind of environment Cancer is all about, okay? So let's continue real quickly, and just to retrace the Sabian symbol for 18 degrees Gemini. It is a large archaic volume, reveals a traditional wisdom. And so this is when we're taking all the past wisdoms from all those different religions, okay? We're talking about the Quran, the Bible, the Popol Vuh, all right? The ideas from Egypt and the Druids, so the Celtic Druids, and really putting in, because remember, that wisdom exists because it is thousands of years of data of human psychology, human nature, how one does one thing and how what is the consequences and reaction, okay? And so a lot of times people say, oh no, I'm different. You know what? It's good to review back in those ideas to see, because we are all archetypes represented from mythology, okay? And let's see here, reviewing, you're going to see probably since last week, all right, before Neptune went into retrograde, a lot of water sign people have been coming back into your life. What are your water signs? That's going to be your Cancer, your Scorpio, your Pisces. Now remember, that doesn't mean just their sun sign. It could be their moon sign or their ascendant sign, okay? So a lot of people think, well, I don't know. Well, yeah, it's the time of birth, and the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and the time of birth sign, the ascendant, changes signs every 2 hours, because that's why, again, we're talking about Gemini, twins can be very different people. All right, so if you have any questions or would like to know how this new moon is affecting you personally, go ahead, go to my website, and gladly do an astrology reading for you. Remember, solar return. It's all about what is the theme for that year, okay? And also, we do love, lust, and sex. We do career and soul purpose, and harmony in life, and also just the natal profile in general, especially if you have children, you want to get better understanding with them, okay? Or someone that you're dating, or your husband or wife, your boss. It's always good to look at the natal chart, okay? So this is Sirena Nereida thanking you. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful Gemini month. Bye-bye.